What's going on, everyone? Warren here, and I'm going to be showing you all the lineups I use for every single map as Viper. The first map I'm going to start with is Ascent. First, we're going to start with attacking on A site for Ascent. Now, first what I like to do is I like to set up my wall, and what I try and do is I get it lined up so where it covers the door and also blocks off heaven. Make sure that when you're putting your crosshair, have it above this box, because if you have it too low, it'll just cover off hell and not heaven. So you want to make sure you're putting your crosshair up above this line right here. So make sure you line it up with door and heaven, and then you shoot your wall, and they'll block off both. Next, for Viper's Toxic Cloud, I'm going to place myself in between the corner of the box and the buy barrier. And then I'm going to line the 2 points at the end of my smoke meter up with the roof of this wall and the pipe right here. Then throw. So when activated, what this orb will do is it'll block off line of sight from heaven and hell. So any defender that's trying to play up here will have barely any line of sight. If they want to try and peek A main, they'll have to shove out in front of the box at heaven and expose themselves. A really good Viper Mine lineup for planning A default is right outside A main. What you want to do is place yourself in the corner right here and then line the center of your crosshair up with the edge of this electrical box right here. And then shoot. This molly is really good because it quickly lands at default and then also allows you to get 2 off, stalling time, and allow you to quickly look and peek the bomb. So you can shoot 2 mollies, play upwards, and then peek anyone who's trying to defuse it. The second really good Viper molly, if you're trying to plant for generator, is what you want to do is you want to take the diamond at the crosshair of your molly. Place at the third line of the ventilation right here. Place it all the way to the right, and then shoot. When playing A site, there's a really powerful one way you can use that blocks off line of sight from cat into tree. For this, what you want to do is look at the direct middle of the 3rd square. Come all the way up to the wall, and then line your crosshair up with the very end of the inner line of the archway, and then jumping right click. This is really good for locking down cat because you can just pop it, play back in the garden, and then get anyone that tries coming in. B site's really simple because the one way all you have to do is just come up close to the buy barrier, do a jumping right click, and have it land right in that corner right there. This is very powerful because you can sit right next to the lever and then block off line of sight of anyone trying to come in. They have to push in blind and you'll see them when they come up. From the attacker's point of view, they won't be able to see you at all unless they walk all the way back here. And by that point, you'll have already seen them. Or they'll have to shove out into the open, being exposed by market and also being exposed by CT. When attacking on B site, what you want to do is look up at the roof of B main, and then from the wire, come to the 3rd tile. Bring your crosshair up so it lines up with the tile and also the wire. Then, jumping left click. Next, for your wall, after the buy barrier has gone away, you want to come into tiles and then line yourself up with the archway right here. On your map, you want to block off CT and market and throw the wall. When paired together, it makes between B site a breeze and blocks off many of the angles that defenders will play from. Now, if you have a second smoker playing on your team, and say you have an omen and they want to smoke off market, what you can do is you can have a smoke for CT. So for this, what you want to do is look at the antenna and then come across to where it lines up with the edge of the frame right here. So line them up next to each other, just like so, and then you're going to do a jump throw. And this will perfectly block off part of stairs and also CT, allowing your smoker to get it there. You can use your wall, or you'll have it just smoked off. This lineup is if you're playing for B default. What you want to do is line your diamond up with the 2nd windowsill and the frame of the window. So this line right here, have it where it intersects the frame and the line, right there, and shoot. And it'll land right at default. To do it one way for A long, what you want to do is look at the 2nd line at the brick, line your crosshair up. To do it one way for A long, what you want to do is look at the 2nd brick and have your crosshair lined up with the bottom of the line. Then look at the top of the beam and have your crosshair at the bottom of it where it intersects with the black part. Left click throw. If you're playing A default, what you want to do is come in the corner right here, in between the hay bags and the fence, and then line your cross up with the pointer right here, and then the middle between these two wooden slabs. So basically you want to bring it up and have it be in the direct center of these two, about right here, and have it align with the end and the center. And then you shoot. What this will do is land directly on default. If you're attacking on ice site, a really good wall to block off most of sight in heaven is you want to come on, hop on the box in sewers, and then line the bottom of your triangle against the corner of this box right here. Just like this.
Toxins going up.
If you're playing at B default, what you want to do is come against the back wall of the T-spawn, and then line your crosshair, have the center of your crosshair be directly on the ball of the roof, and shoot. If you're attacking B site and you want a one-way for C-Link, what you want to do is you want to come to this one tile right here where the grass is completely surrounding it. Line your crosshair up with the bottom corner of it. Then what you're going to want to do is line your crosshair up with the bottom half of the intersecting line at the left-hand archway. Line it up in the center, then throw.
Poison orb emitting.
What this will do is create a one-way for C-Link and align your team to push up on the site and block out line of sight from anyone rotating from C and trying to retake. Whenever I'm attacking C, I normally use a really simple wall. I just line it up on my map so it blocks off garage and CT and throw it up.
Toxins going up.
This wall is really good for post plant because it blocks off line of sight of attackers trying to retake the site and also forces them to peek blind into angles. So this might line up as if you're playing for C default. What you want to do is you want to come up to the left beam of the doorway, bring yourself to the very center of it, and then you want to line up with this little niche right here. This one can be kind of hard to see, so I'll show you with an operator. It's this little jet out right here. Now it can be kind of hard to see, and sometimes you can overlook it, but it just takes time of practicing. So you just come up, line up with it, shoot, and this will land right at default. What I like to use when playing C site is I come to this back corner, and on my map, I look at garage, and I try and line it up so just a tiny fringe of the cubby right there is showing. So this is good if you're trying to play a sneaky Viper, because you can activate the wall and hide in this cubby right here. You can listen for them walking in, and then play here with a shotgun or a vandal. And then when they come in, you peek out, and they won't be expecting you to be in there. If you're playing garage, a good one-way smoke is you want to come into the corner right here, and then have your crosshair at the intersecting point of these two beams at the black line right here. So you throw it right there, left click.
Poison orb emitting.
If you're attacking on A site, all you want to do is come over to the shoe store, and then on your map, line up your wall so it blocks off ramp and heaven. Look up so that way you make sure it guarantees it goes on heaven, and shoot it.
Toxins going up.
Next, if you want to smoke that'll block off CT, all you have to do is come into the corner right here, point your crosshair at the metal beam right here on the building, bring it to the left a little bit, then jump throw.
Poison orb emitting.
If you're playing for screens and you want to post plant molly, all you have to do is come in front of Crown Coffee, look at the second line on this tile right here, and line yourself up with it. Then you want to look at this patch of leaves and look at the line right there. Have your crosshair line in the middle of it, and shoot. If you want to play A heaven and have a one-way, all you have to do is come over to the poster of the dinosaur, line yourself in the middle at the very bottom of the magazine of his gun, look over at the corner underneath the light, and then just do a normal throw.
Poison orb emitting.
To smoke off ropes in mid, all you want to do is come into the corner between the buy barrier and the wall to the entrance to anime. Put yourself in that corner, and then point your crosshair directly at the corner of this metal sign right here. Once the wall goes down, all you have to do, throw.
Poison orb emitting.
If you're playing B heaven / mid, all you want to do is line yourself up with the middle of the top step, come against the wall, have your crosshair at the bottom of the ceiling fixture, drag across to the light, left click throw.
Poison orb emitting.
If you want to attack B main and you want to smoke off heaven, all you have to do is come between the buy barrier and the wall. Look at the tiny blue opening in the fence on the roof, jump throw.
Poison orb emitting.
If you plant default and you want to post plant molly, all you have to do is come between the generator and the wall to the entrance of anime. Look at the lowest character, come to the border of the sign, shoot. If you want to one way for B main, all you have to do is line yourself up with the metal frame. Look at the third metal beam, have your crosshair at the bottom of it, left click throw.
Poison orb emitting.
When attacking ASA, if you want to smoke off heaven, all you have to do is come over onto this ledge, look at the second line your body up directly with it, and then have your crosshair facing the bottom of the triangle in the building. And then do a normal throw. The wall I normally use for when I'm attacking A site is I just line the wall up with the wall on my map right here and the end of the truck and just shoot it.
Toxins going up. Poison orb emitting.
If you plan for A default next to truck, all you have to do is jump onto these boxes right here and then use your smoke meter as reference. You're going to want to have the bottom left of your smoke meter at the top of the satellite dish. Then shoot. If you play it for triple, you're going to use the same reference. You're going to hop onto these boxes right here, and then use the very end of the bar below your health meter. You're going to line the very end of it with this opening in the leaf right here. Then, shoot. When defending on A site, there are two one-ways I like to use. The first one is for shower. To do the one-way for showers, all you have to do is come between the wall of the doorway and the box right here. Put yourself in that corner, and then you're going to look at the center of this dark tile. Do a normal left click throw.
Poison orb emitting.
If you want a one-way for A short, all you have to do is come into the corner between the box and the wall. Point your crosshair at the very end of the lower electrical box, and normal left click throw.
Poison orb emitting.
When attacking B site, the wall I like to use is right outside the entrance to Hookah. Come in this corner right here, and on your map, line it up so it blocks off CT and Cubby.
Toxins going up.
When defending on B site, the wall I like to use is right outside garden. Look straight at Hookah, and shoot.
Toxins going up.
This wall will block line of sight of garden and Hookah. If you plant the bomb for Hookah, all you want to do is come into the corner of this fountain right here, and use the crosshair above your smoke meter, and place it right in between all these solar panels. Have it to the far left of the bar, and shoot. Same thing applies if you plant for long. Come to the same reference point, right in between the fountain. Bring your crosshair up to the far left of the solar beam, and bring it all the way across to the second pole at this water tank, and shoot. Thanks for watching, you guys. I worked really hard on this video, and I really hope you enjoy it. I hope all these different lineups and setups help you on your way through grinding through comp. Good luck to your next games you play, and I really hope these tips help you. Thanks for watching.